Coronation Street may finally be preparing to expose the person responsible for Theo Silverton's death as events take a dramatic turn for Summer Spellman, who is currently facing a murder charge. The ITV soap looks set to move closer to revealing Theo's killer, but not before Summer finds herself caught up in a medical emergency. The sinister scaffolder spent almost a year tormenting Todd Grimshaw before being discovered dead during the show's heavily promoted Murder Week storyline, where he was one of 5 major villains who appeared to be at risk of being killed off. Shortly after the shocking events unfolded, program bosses confirmed a list of official suspects. Those under suspicion included Todd, Theo's workmate Gary Windass, Todd's father figure George Shuttleworth, George's partner Christina Boyd, Theo's former wife Danielle Anderson, and Todd's adopted daughter Summer. Summer was eventually arrested and charged by DS Lisa Swain after a brooch belonging to her was discovered inside Theo's flat. Lisa considered the item to be significant evidence despite her reputation for previously pursuing the wrong people. The accusation has left Todd devastated. Although he recently provided Lisa with an important piece of information that she had previously overlooked, she remains convinced that Summer is guilty. However, matters are about to become even more serious for Summer. Living with diabetes, she soon finds herself transferred from prison to hospital as her situation deteriorates. In scenes yet to air, Todd receives a phone call informing him that Summer has been admitted for urgent medical treatment. When Summer reveals that she deliberately turned off her insulin pump and made herself unwell because she could no longer cope with life behind bars, Todd is horrified by her confession. Later, as he discusses the situation with friends in The Rover's Return, questions arise over whether the real culprit may still be hiding in plain sight while concealing their guilt. Despite Summer's arrest, Harriet Bibby previously suggested that her character has every reason to be considered a genuine suspect, making her involvement believable within the storyline. Speaking about the plot, she explained that the situation completely turns expectations upside down. While Summer might seem like an unlikely suspect, she believes the evidence against her makes it understandable why she has become a focus of the investigation. The actress also pointed out that, given Theo's threatening behavior, there was a believable scenario in which Summer herself could have become his victim. She suggested that Summer may have felt she was facing a choice between protecting herself or being seriously harmed. Theo had repeatedly demonstrated how dangerous he could be and even threatened to bury Summer if she stood in his way. Under those circumstances, she believed there could easily have been a moment where Summer felt that either she would suffer the consequences or Theo would. Evil Megan stages Coronation Street return and traps shocked Will. Megan Walsh has become one of Coronation Street's most sinister villains. A manipulative and remorseless predator, she has spent years targeting vulnerable young people, controlling and isolating them while showing no guilt for the harm she causes. Her influence over Will Driscoll and former victim Lee revealed just how dangerous she truly is. When Sam Blakeman uncovered her secrets, Megan turned her attention towards him, launching a campaign of psychological manipulation. She undermined his confidence, damaged his academic prospects, and twisted his attempts to expose her. Although Sam eventually spoke out, the experience left him deeply traumatized and struggling with his mental health. Even after being exposed, Megan continued to exert control over Will. While secretly planning to flee abroad alone, she convinced him to stay loyal despite earlier promises that they would escape together. It took an unexpected intervention from Tim Metcalf to help Will see the truth. Drawing on his own experiences, Tim persuaded him to break free from Megan's influence and report her to the police. However, life has remained difficult for Will since coming forward. The emotional damage caused by Megan continues to affect him. A kind gesture from Bethany Platt was misinterpreted, while a troubled Sam lashed out at him with cruel words. Later, Will overheard his father Ben fearing that Megan had permanently ruined his life. Feeling overwhelmed, Will climbed scaffolding while drinking vodka, prompting concern among those around him. Thankfully, Asha Alahan, Hope Dobbs, and his grandmother Maggie managed to get him safely back to the ground. Things take another shocking turn when Megan reappears after being released on bail. Before leaving, she secretly slips her new phone number into Will's pocket. Although conflicted, he saves the contact details. Hope's growing friendship helps lift his spirits, and she encourages him not to give up athletics despite his painful memories. Later, Will receives a message from Lee asking to meet, but when he arrives, he is horrified to discover Megan waiting instead. Realizing he has been lured into a trap, Will finds himself completely at her mercy once again. Coronation Street, Leanne's pregnancy sealed, but Idris isn't the baby father. Leanne Battersby's new romance with Idris Nazir is beginning to blossom in Coronation Street, but viewers are already speculating that an unexpected pregnancy storyline could soon turn her life upside down. Fans of the ITV soap have started sharing theories that Leanne may find herself at the center of a baby bombshell in the coming months. Leanne first arrived on the cobbles in 1997 alongside the rest of the memorable Battersby family, including her sister Toya. Since then, she has become one of Weatherfield's most recognizable and long-serving residents. Throughout her years on the show, Leanne has been involved in numerous dramatic storylines, including affairs, working in the sex industry, devastating personal loss, and struggles involving substance abuse. More recently, she has found herself growing close to newcomer Idris Nazir, a relative of Alia Nazir. Although Idris has already caused a stir among residents, he quickly caught Leanne's attention. This was despite Alia warning her about his reputation. During Wednesday's episode, the pair continued getting closer as they spent more time together and exchanged flirtatious conversation. Leanne also learned that Idris had employed Brody Michaelis to assist with work connected to his property business. One of Brody's first tasks involved helping clear out a nearby flat that Idris had previously rented to tenants. While the romance is still in its early stages, some viewers have already predicted that Leanne could end up pregnant. However, many fans are convinced that Idris would not be the father. One fan suggested on a Coronation Street discussion page that it would only be a matter of time before Leanne became pregnant with Idris's child. Another viewer quickly offered a different theory and pointed to Ryan Connor as a more likely candidate. Longtime fans will remember that Leanne and Ryan shared a romantic connection in the past and previously slept together. The latest theory proposes that the former couple could eventually reunite. One viewer commented that they had always enjoyed Leanne and Ryan together and would rather see him become involved in such a storyline. Another agreed, admitting they were not yet convinced by Idris as a love interest. A third fan also shared fond memories of Leanne and Ryan's earlier relationship. Speaking about his character, actor Junaid Khan previously explained that Idris is a complex individual driven by ambition. He revealed that Idris experienced hardship and neglect during childhood, forcing him to overcome significant challenges on his own. As a result, he developed into a fiercely independent person who often feels like an outsider within his own family. According to the actor, Idris is obsessed with achievement and enjoys the rewards that success brings. But beneath the confident exterior lies a much more vulnerable side. He added that portraying those emotional layers has been particularly rewarding from an acting perspective. Coronation Street continues to air on ITV1 and ITVX from Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m.